Hope all of you are able to see the screen here.
Yes.
Okay. So, welcome again. Let's continue our contemplation on the Bhagavad Gita. So, you guys want to turn, if you're seeing that, you can face the screen. Okay, so we started the Gita Gnana Yajna, and we're contemplating on the teachings of the Bhagavad Gita. We're trying to understand what is the essential message of the Bhagavad Gita. And in today's session, primarily, what is the message of the second chapter of the Gita? We'll focus on the second chapter of the Gita today. The second chapter is called Sankhya Yoga. And I told you earlier in the introduction, in the first session, that the entire message of the Bhagavad Gita is, the essential message, Tat Tvam Asi, which is the message of the Upanishads. Tat Tvam Asi. The first 6 chapters are about Tvam, which is you, the Jiva. And the next 6 chapters are about Tat, which is absolute reality, also called as Paramatma, or Ishvara, or Lord, or consciousness. Okay? And then the last 6 chapters are about Asi. The equation gets completed. Jiva is equal to Paramatma. Right now, that's not the case. Jiva, I am a separate individual, and there is a world. And what is beyond the world, I don't know. And I don't know if I can know it also. To resolve all of this is this process of Gnana Yajna. The essential teaching is Tattvamasi. You are that. It's not that it's not a step-by-step process in the sense I am not that now. I'm an individual and I'm becoming universal. The individual cannot become universal. Like the donkey cannot become horse. Okay? Donkey can never become horse. But if there's a horse that is misunderstanding itself as donkey, that misunderstanding can be corrected. Okay? Like the story of that lion cub. The lion cub is a mother lion that gives birth, and in the process of childbirth, the mother dies, and the cub is left orphaned. Then a group of sheep adopt it, and this lion child starts growing up like the sheep, starts thinking it is sheep. It starts eating grass and behaving like the sheep. Then until one day it meets a real adult lion that comes from the jungle and starts questioning, why are you behaving like this? Then the young lion says, I am a sheep. Then the lion from the jungles tries to explain to it that it's not a sheep, it's a lion. Finally, nothing works. It doesn't understand. So it takes it to a pond. In the pond, it shows, see, my face and your face, they're the same. At that moment, the child recognizes, oh, I'm a lion. Okay? Now, the lion from the jungle did not make it into a lion. It's already a lion. So the message of Upanishads, the message of the Vedas, the message of all the scriptures in Sanatana Dharma, the simple message is Tattvamasi. You are that supreme reality. Atma is Paramatma. Okay? The wave is nothing but water. The individual is only a misconception. If that misconception is removed, then you realize yourself as Tat, that. Now, what is that? What is the misconception? How is it removed? Is the process. And that process is called Vedanta Vichara. And this process is what Sri Krishna Paramatma takes Arjuna through on the battlefield. So Sri Krishna Paramatma on the battlefield is giving the message of the Upanishads. and bringing the wisdom to Arjuna that, hey, Arjuna, you are that supreme reality. Okay? And this wisdom that I am the supreme reality is called Brahma Vidya. That's why the Bhagavad Gita, every chapter of the Bhagavad Gita ends with Iti Srimad Bhagavad Gitasu Upanishatsu Brahma Vidyaya Yoga Shastre Sri Krishna Arjuna Samvade. Okay, this is the last concluding phrase in all the chapters of the Gita. Iti Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Thus is the Bhagavad Gita. Upanishatsu. It is the Upanishads. What is the Upanishad? Upanishad is the teaching of this system of Vedanta, this systematic deciphering of the individual, removing of the clutter and the ignorance in the individual in a step-by-step process. Okay, the ignorance is removed in a step-by-step process. It's like the clouds are covering the sun. Okay, the clouds are removed and then the sun reveals itself. In the same way, the ignorance is removed through a process. And what is the process? The process is a dialogue. Just like in the Bhagavad Gita, it's a dialogue. Sri Krishna Arjuna Samvada. It's a samvada. That's what it's called, Upanishad. But this samvada, this samvada, Upanishad, it uplifts you. That's why it's called Upanishad. A samvada that uplifts you. Okay? There are so many samvadas you have. Most of the time, you only know vada. You know what is vada? Vada is arguments and argument. Argument is, and every argument you have, okay, you decide, your sword gets sharpened. Your sword called tongue gets sharpened. Whether you lose or win the argument, the next argument you are sharper. You can fight better. Okay? But in samvada is laying down your weapons. Right? And listening to the wisdom of in this case, the guru, the master who's giving you the wisdom. So mind gets uplifted. Okay? That's called samvada. Samvada is the Upanishad samvada is no ordinary samvada. Sri Krishna Arjuna samvada is no ordinary samvada. In Sri Krishna Arjuna samvada, Arjuna has physically laid down his weapons. Okay, he's physically laid down his weapons. So in all the Bhagavad Gita books, you will see that in this Arjuna's depression, he's laid down not only his mental faculty, he's also laid down all the weapons that he has on the battlefield. Then he's receiving the message, the teaching of Sri Krishna, and this samvada uplifts Arjuna from a depressed, broken person into a fully energetic, enthusiastic warrior who goes on to destroy the enemies and establish dharma. Okay? What does this samvada do? It awakens you. It awakens you to who you are. That is the purpose of the samvada. The purpose of samvada is not, okay, this is right, this is wrong. Okay, it's not about right and wrong. The purpose of samvada is, what is the truth? Who am I? Okay? And I am getting the wisdom. Now, who am I? How can somebody else tell me? Who I am? Can you tell me who I am? Can I tell you who you are? So you have to tell. So how can somebody else tell me who I am? Somebody else only removing the misconception that you have about yourself. Like the lion is only telling you're not sheep. Okay? And then the lion is showing, see, our faces are the same. Then the young lion realized, oh, I am lion. That realization, I am that, is an inner realization. It's a deep inner realization that happens in you. The samvada, the teaching, the Vedanta Jnana is only to remove the Ajnana. Okay? So there's a process of removal of ignorance, and then it's a process of realization. Realization, the ball is in your court. Removal of the ignorance is the job of the Guru. Okay. Now Sri Krishna cannot make Arjuna take up the arms and fight. Neither will he fight on behalf of Arjuna. Okay. His job is to just bring clarity. And what is this clarity? This clarity is this clarity is that you are Purna. You are that. And what is that? That is Purna. Purna means, repeat after me. Purnamadam.
Purnamadam.
Purnat.
Purnat.
Purnamati. Purnasya.
Purnasya. Purnam.
Purnameva.
Purnameva.
Vashishyate.
Vashishyate.
You are Purna. Purna means complete, full, like the full moon. Okay, that's what the full moon is called, Purnima. Your essential nature is Purna, but you always feel Apurna. Okay, Apurna, why? Because there's something always there to add. There's some more degree that can add to me. There's some more money I can add to me. There's some more wisdom I can add to me. There's some more relationships I can add to me. Okay, so life seems to be a journey of adding things to me without knowing who I am. Okay, you're going on adding things, but you don't. Have you realized that every time you add something, okay, let's say every time you add something, example, you're in second PU, right? So you're in 10th. You're in school. Now college got added. The moment you add something, the more you realize how much you lack. Okay? The moment you add second PU, you'll realize, oh, I need to go to engineering. Then you add engineering. Oh, somebody has done PhD. Okay, then you do PhD. Then, oh, somebody else has done something more, double PhD. So the more you add things to you, the more you get. The more things you add, objects you add, the more you'll realize, the less you have. So the adding things to you somehow is making you smaller than bigger. Okay. So what can make me Purna, complete? What can I add to myself that can make me complete? That is a spiritual search. So people tried everything in the material world. They tried to add degree, they tried to add money, they tried to add cars. Nothing made them full. Okay, they tried to add psychedelic drugs. Nothing made them full. Everything just gave a sense of expansion for some time. Somebody made a lot of money. For some time, you feel expanded. Then again, you shrink. Why? There's a fear of losing it. Because whatever you get, you know that you can lose it. Can you get something that you cannot lose? That is your own self. When you realize something in you, okay, which is not an object, which is your nature, which is fullness, which was your own realization when you were a child. That's why we bow down. We in this country we say the children are God. Makkalu Devara Samana. Because God is Purna, the child is Purna. Child has no sense of Apurna. It doesn't understand I'm incomplete. The child is full. It is full of joy. It is full of bubbling energy. Okay? And it's overflowing. Now, that child is you. Where did all that go? Where did all that fullness go? Okay? That fullness got lost with various rebel programming. So I told you in the first session, I've already covered this part. The divine child, the biological child, and the society child. Okay? So all the programming that you received from the world sort of blocked your true nature of being Purna. Now, can that be deprogrammed? And the deprogram is called the process of Jnana. The Jnana penetrates through your wrong concept, wrong ideas, and makes you realize that you're Purna. Now, what is this? What is the point of being Purna? So, what if you're Purna? When you become when you realize my nature is Purna, you're deeply, there's one deep silence that sets in. The joy and bliss of the child is regained. Okay? The innocence that the child had in ignorance is regained in wisdom. The child is innocent. God is also innocent. Okay, that's why Sri Krishna Paramatma is represented as a baby. Vatasya patre isha pute shayanam balam mukundam manasasmarami. So if you see illustration, Krishna is sleeping on a leaf, okay, in the pond, and he has his toe from the feet. He's sucking the thumb of his toe. So it is to depict that pure consciousness, absolute reality, is in that state of a child. It's a perpetual innocence. But this innocence is different. This innocence you cannot lose. The innocence of the child is lost when the child interacts with the world. But the innocence of Jnana is permanent. Okay, it cannot be lost. The bliss of Jnana, the bliss of Atmangnana cannot be lost. The freedom of Atmangnana cannot be lost. So it's a point of no return. Now, once you become in full awareness, it's called an awakening. And it's called, and the person who is such an awakened person is called a Buddha. Have you heard of a Buddha? Buddha? So Buddha is a person. Buddha is, of course, the Buddha who lived many years ago, maybe 2000 years ago. But any individual that recognizes his Purnatva, his or her Purnatva, and awakens to it is called a Buddha. One whose buddhi is awakened, flowered fully, is a Buddha. And this is the message of the Bhagavad Gita. So it is Upanishad, which is the message of Purnatva, that you are Purna. And how is the message passed on to you? Through Brahma Vidya. So Bhagavad Gita is Brahma Vidya. There's a teaching of Brahma Vidya. Sri Krishna is Paramatma. Now, who can teach Brahma Vidya? Paramatma himself. Okay? To teach about Brahman, Brahman can teach. So, that Supreme Reality himself is teaching about himself. Okay? And is teaching that what you think yourself as, you are not that. You are also that Brahman. That is a message. That is called Brahma Vidya. Then, Upanishadsu, Brahma Vidyaya, Yoga Shastra. Not just Brahma Vidya. Okay, it's not just I am that Brahman. Now, I am that Brahman that is on the inside. There is a deep inner subjective experience. Now, there is a world that I have to interact with. Okay? The science of interacting with the world is called Yoga Shastra, with the wisdom of Brahma Vidya. You understood? So Yoga Shastra is, if I consider Brahma Vidya, you can think of it as science, pure science. Okay? Sri Krishna is teaching the science of spirituality, which is called Brahma Vidya. It's a science. It's a pure science. Now, pure science has to become applied science. Okay? So pure science is E is equal to mc square. It's pure science. Applying that and converting into technology is technology. And in this case, pure science is Brahma Vidya. The application of Brahma Vidya to interact with the world in the best way possible is called Yoga Shastra. Okay? That's why the Brahma Vidyaya Yoga Shastra. Not only my inner journey is complete, I have an outer journey, which is my relationship with the world. That is Yoga Shastra. Okay, is it clear? And the depiction of the Sri Krishna and Arjuna in the chariot. See, please understand, every illustration, object, word, which is a word in Sanskrit, story, okay, then some phrases from the scriptures, they all of them carry a deep spiritual significance. So the message of the illustration of the Krishna and Arjuna on the battlefield. So the chariot, there's a chariot. In the chariot, there's Arjuna. Who's driving the chariot? Krishna. Krishna is the Lord, is the driver of the chariot. What is the chariot? This chariot is your body. This body mind is called Brahma Ratha. Okay? That is why we celebrate Ratha Saptami. So there's a festival called Ratha Saptami. Ratha Saptami is now your Brahma Ratha is ready. You start moving in the direction of Dharma. So this is the Brahma Ratha. And who is operating the Brahma Ratha? Who is the one who is animating this? Okay, who's the one who's making you see? Who's the one who's making you understand, think, hear? There should be some energy, right? What is that? Science doesn't know. Okay, no, nobody can understand how this eyeball, which is actually a ball, okay, is able to see a world. Okay, and that cannot be recreated by any machine. That's called consciousness, and that consciousness is Paramatma. That Paramatma is animating. He's the driver. Okay, and he's holding the reins. What is the horses? The horses represent the sense organs. Okay, with the sense organs you move. So Paramatma in this case is controlling the sense organs, and Arjuna is the jiva. Arjuna is depressed. Okay, relatable. Arjuna is depressed. The individual is always depressed. Arjuna represents the programs that the unconscious programs that you picked up from the world, from the interaction with the world. Now, why Arjuna is depressed? Because he is looking at somebody that is causing the depression. He's seeing his relatives. Okay. Now, the depression, the individual's depression is always because of the interaction with the world. So Arjuna is depressed and there's no control over it. He's not able to find a way out of it. It's a very strong program. Then there is the chariot is on a battlefield. It's called Dharma Kshetre, Kurukshetre. That battlefield is wherever you are. Wherever you are, it's like a battlefield. The world is like a battlefield. But it can be converted to a Dharma Kshetra. That same battlefield, that same place can become your prison or can become your temple with the kind of attitude that you have. Okay? The attitude that you have changes it doesn't change the place. The place is the same. But your inner experience of the place gets transformed when you have attitude that this place is an opportunity for me to serve the Lord. Okay? This place is Dharma Kshetra. This is where I perform my duty and get uplifted. That attitude, so the entire, this illustration of chariot, of Krishna and Arjuna represents the whole message of the Gita. Okay, so all of you are in the world. There's no escaping that. The chariot is on the battlefield. There's no escaping that. Okay, there's no running away from that. Because wherever you run away, where will you run away? You'll be in the world, right? Where will you run out of the world? You're always in the world. And whenever you're in the world, you have to act. You have to work. You cannot not do it. Okay? Now, is there a way that I can act in the world? Okay, why do I act in the world? For some material benefit. Okay, but I want material benefit, but can I also get some spiritual benefit? while I do the same thing that I do, can I also satisfy two things? I get what I want on the outside, but I also get more free and more connected to the Lord. That is the message of the Gita. Yes, by being where you are, with Sri Krishna Paramatma riding your chariot, and this in this case, who is the Sri Krishna Paramatma? Is Bhagavad Gita. With the wisdom of the Bhagavad Gita, now you ready to perform with the wisdom of the Gita and perform your duties, then the life is fulfilled. That is the last sloka of the Gita, which says, repeat after me, Yatra Yogeshwara Krishno Yatra Partho Dhanurdaraha Tatra Shri Vijayo Bhutir Dhruva Nitir Matir Mama. Your life is fulfilled and successful, and you get all your dharmic desires are fulfilled. Wealth, prosperity, success. Okay? On the outside, and realization on the inside. When? Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna. When the Krishna is the driver. Now, who's the driver of the chariot? Who's driving the chariot now? The
Society child.
the programs, the society child. The programs are running. Now, the programs are distorted. There are distortion. And that's why you find yourself always in ditches, always hurt. Okay? Always stuck, depressed. When Sri Krishna takes over, Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna, in the form of Jnana, in the form of Guru, in the form of Brahma Vidya, and Yatra Partho Dhanurdara, when the individual is awakened, when the body mind is now awakened to Partho Dhanurdara, with the fire of Karma Yoga, what that is, I'll explain today. Then Tatra Shri Vijayo Bhutir Dhumanitan. Then there is victory, then there is prosperity, then there is awakening. Message clear? So in the one illustration, they give the secret of life. This is the secret of life. The chariot and the Krishna to awaken the Sri Krishna Paramatma within. And Sri Krishna Paramatma is nothing other than his teaching. Who is Krishna? Krishna is Gita. Gita is Krishna. The message of Krishna is Krishna. The message of Krishna is Brahma Vidya, Yoga Shastra, Upanishad. Okay, any doubts so far? Shall we continue? So there are 4 themes in Sankhya Yoga. The first theme from shlokas 1 to 10 is, in the first chapter we saw Arjuna becomes depressed. Then what happens? There's a continuation of a dialogue between Krishna and Arjuna. That's the first theme. The second theme is the teaching of Sankhya Yoga. So this chapter is called Sankhya Yoga. There are 2 important chapters in the Gita, most important one, which is Sankhya Yoga, and the last chapter, which is the 18th chapter, which is Sannyasa Yoga. Both are the same. What Krishna told in the 18th chapter, he first tells in the moment he starts teaching, he gives the highest teaching. The highest teaching is called Sankhya Yoga. Okay? It is the essence of the highest teaching of the Upanishads. And it is given first. And then Sri Krishna goes on to explain, and again he summarizes in the 18th chapter, the Sankhya Yoga, as Moksha Yoga. So second theme is Sankhya Yoga from 11 to 38. And then Sri Krishna Paramatma gives the teaching of Karma Yoga, 39 to 53. And then he elaborates on the qualities of a awakened being. So I told you Purna. So somebody who has attained their Purnatva, how this person is. And this person is called Agnani, or in the language of the Gita, a Sthita Prajna. What is the qualities of a Sthita Prajna? So these are the 4 main themes that we'll cover in today's session. So Arjuna is, the second chapter starts with, Arjuna is now, I told you Arjuna is depressed. His mind is split. He has come there for Dharma Yuddha. Okay, what has happened before this? They have been cheated, and all sort of atrocities have happened to them. And whatever is rightfully theirs is being denied to them. So they ask, just give us 5 villages. Duryodhana has refused even that. Okay, and now the battle is going to begin. The Mahabharata war, the greatest. It's a great war. It is actually World War One, where around 40 lakh, that's 4 million people died. 4 million people from all the people from many countries, all the way up to Iran. Okay, people from there had participated in the war. Okay, 40 lakh people. It's a great war. This is the first world war, which is recorded in the history book called Mahabharata. Okay, now this war is about to start, and for Arjuna, it's a Dharma Yuddha. He needs to fight for what is right. Now he starts shivering, looking at all the relatives. Okay, and because of his attachment to what he sees, who he sees, he has a change of heart. And he starts saying, okay, now there's a conflict in him. Whether I should perform my duty, which is my dharma. So it's practically like a soldier. Soldier is on the battlefield. Okay. And he needs to fight. He needs to kill the opponent. Otherwise, the whole if he doesn't, there's an impact on the whole country. Now, in that situation, the soldier wants to run away. Okay. And the conflict of Arjuna is dharma versus raga. Raga is attachment. Attachment to my relatives who are on the other side. How can I kill them? Okay, if I kill them, I will incur sin. So he's completely deluded. So now this attachment causes delusion in. You know the word delusion? What is delusion? Have you heard the word delusion? Delusion means what is not there appears to be there. And what is wrong appears to be right, and what is right appears to be wrong. So Arjuna starts justifying to Krishna that what I'm going to do is wrong. I should not fight war. I should go and meditate. I should realize the self. Okay? Then Krishna scolds him. Okay? Krishna scolds Arjuna at this point of time. In the beginning of the chapter, Krishna scolds him. What are you speaking? You have come to the battlefield. How can you speak like this? Then Arjuna starts justifying. He starts telling, he names, there is Bhishma Acharya and Drona Acharya. What does he say? He speaks with reverence. There is Bhishma Acharya, Acharya Bhishma, and Drona Acharya. What fault is theirs? Bhishma Acharya, they're great beings. They're my gurus. But they have vowed their allegiance to the throne of Hastinapur. So they're handcuffed. What can they do? They're poor people. They cannot do anything. Okay, it's not their fault they're on that side. Because they have taken the side of, they have pledged themselves to the throne of Hastinapur, they're on their side. But they're great people. There's no doubt they're great people. Okay? Now, they are only following their dharma. Right? What wrong are they doing? Is what Arjuna is asking. Okay? Are they doing anything wrong? They are following their dharma. He has forgotten everything that somebody who is who's such a great person did not even move an inch when adharma was happening in the court, when Draupadi was being disrobed. None of these great so-called people spoke that this is wrong. Okay? He's forgotten all of that. And he's forgotten he doesn't understand what is dharma and what is adharma. He's forgotten all the adharma done by the Kauravas. And he's forgotten now if the Kauravas win, that adharma will be established again. Think of it like this. There is a fight between the terrorists. If the terrorist is not killed and as terrorist wins, then the society is destroyed. So Arjuna is in delusion now. He's in depression and he's delusion. That because of his attachment. Now, this depression of Arjuna, so this depression seems to be a very common theme these days. Okay, is it a common theme, Dr. Kavin? Doctors will know. So only in the last 200 years, this disease called depression has grown rampantly. Okay, you know why? So in the earlier days, life was community oriented. That means in your life, there'll be so many people involved. Okay, parents, then grandparents, then uncle, aunts, then the neighbors, then the whole village. Okay, the house is open. Everybody can come, everybody will go. There's so many people that you interact with on a daily basis. So when there's such a human interaction, every thought of yours, every feeling of yours, every sadness of yours, every joy of yours gets suspended. It gets released. So you're going through some stress. Somebody in the earlier day was going, and life was much more stressful in the back in the day, right? There's war. There are no comforts like these we don't have back in the day. There's weather changes, disease. If you have disease, there's no modern medicine. Life is very tough. Childbirth. Okay, we hear of our grandparents giving birth to 10 children, 20 children, right? There was no medical facility at that time. There was one lady would come in the village and a few ladies would gather and the childbirth would happen. So such difficult challenges, but they sailed through it without this disease called depression, because whatever this person carries, weight, stress, gets released because of interacting with human beings. So recently COVID happened in the last 4 years ago. And after COVID, many people had many issues. One, relationship issues, many divorces happened. Okay, many people got psychological disturbances. The rate of depression increased. Okay, and the physical body of many people deteriorated. So the institutions wanted to find out what is the real cause. Is it the vaccine or is it the lack of sunlight? Because people are not getting sunlight, they are not going outside. And the modern research shows, what is the reason for the deterioration of mental and physical health? Is the lack of human contact, social contact. Okay, you're not talking to people. You're not at least earlier you were in the traffic and going to office, talking to the person outside. Now nothing. You only see your spouse's face, your child's face, or TV's face, barely. Okay, and that has caused stress, so you don't see their face also. So this boiling inside created a lot of physical and mental disorders. Why? Lack of human contact. So this depression seems to be it's a disorder. So it's a disorder that everybody's trying to address. Is there a real solution for this depression? Is there a permanent solution? And the only one who can give the permanent solution is Paramatma. Sri Krishna Paramatma is giving the solution for human suffering as the teaching of Sankhya Yoga. Okay, it is a surgery, it is a procedure done to Arjuna, performed on Arjuna, wherein after the procedure, Arjuna is free from the depression, is fully energized and liberated. Okay, and that is the solution that Sri Krishna starts talking about. This solution to the real solution to depression. Now, what is the message that Sri Krishna tells? First, he scolds Arjuna. I told you, he scolds Arjuna. And he tells Arjuna, hey Arjuna, you are talking What are you telling on the battlefield? Then when Shri Krishna scolds Arjuna, right? Arjuna corrects himself. Immediately he reorients. Oh, correct. He doesn't scold back Krishna. Hey, driver, you do your job. Okay, he doesn't scold back. He understands. Fortunately, he understands. Okay, because he says, Krishna, you have also fought many wars. You have also killed many people. I have also killed many people earlier. Uh, that's why his name is Dhananjaya. Okay, another name of Arjuna is Dhananjaya. Okay, meaning he's somebody who's fought many wars and has become victorious. And he addresses Krishna as Arisudana. Arisudana means the killer of demons. Krishna, you have also killed people. I have also killed people. I don't have a problem with killing. But this case is different. This situation is different. I have to kill my relatives. Okay? I am not able to do that. So he says, Karpanya dosho pahata swabhavaha prichamitvam dharma sammuda chetaha. Meaning I am not able to think clearly. I don't know what is dharma, what is adharma now. Okay, my mind is distorted. Yat shreyasyan nishchitam bruhitanme. Tell me clearly what is to be done. Shishyasteham shadimam tvam prapannam. I am your disciple now. Now Arjuna becomes disciple. So when the Mahabharata war happened, Arjuna was around 80 years old. Krishna was around 100 years old. Bhishma is said to be around 300 years old. Okay? So Arjuna is already 80 years old. But he has the intelligence to become a Shishya now at 80 also. On the battlefield, he becomes Shishya. He tells, I am your Shishya now. Please teach me. Until he tells this statement, Krishna doesn't teach him. Krishna gives generic advice. He just tells him, it's just not right. Like how it's very well known. So if a soldier runs away from the battlefield, it's called, they court-martial him. Okay, you're not supposed, it's against the law. So he just, initially Krishna just reminds him, it is a wrong thing to do. But when Arjuna tells, I am your disciple now, okay, then Krishna takes on the role of a guru to give him Atmajnana. Until now, Krishna is just a friend. Now, when Arjuna becomes disciple, Krishna becomes guru. So the message is the teaching of Atmajnana, the teaching of Purnatva doesn't occur until you become Shishya. Okay? Until you recognize, oh, there's some issues that I can come out of myself. There's some problems I can navigate out of. Okay? But there are some things I cannot come out of myself. I need help. Okay? There's something that has happened. Maybe my hand is cut. Maybe I can do some self-medication. But I have a root canal to be done. Then I need somebody else to do it. I have a cancer. Then somebody else has to treat me. So the disease is called Bhava Roga. Bhava Roga means the disease of Bhava means the wrong concepts of the world. Okay? The wrong notions about you, about world and God. That's called Bhava Roga. And that Roga keeps creating suffering. Okay? Keeps creating life after life after life. Now, the only solution to that Roga, Bhava Roga, is the teaching of the Guru. Okay? And what kind of Guru? The Guru who is free himself or herself. And that person is called Sadguru. Sadguru means, so Guru is a teacher, the one who gives you teaching. Sadguru means the one who is able to awaken the Purnatva in you. Or rather, awaken you to your Purnatva. It's called Sadguru. Is it clear? Now, Sri Krishna takes on the role of Sadguru. Now, right now, he was driver. And Sakha, friend. From driver, Sakha, he's become Sadguru now. As Sadguru, he starts giving the teaching of Sankhya Yoga. So he gives a threefold teaching. So if you see the screen here, first he gives him the highest teaching. He gives a Adhyatmika teaching, spiritual teaching, Viveka, Adhyatmika Viveka. What he tells, Krishna tells, Nainam chindanti shastrani, nainam dahati pavakaha, nachainam kledayantyapo, nashoshayati martha. He tells, you cannot kill anybody. Arjuna, you cannot kill anybody. Because Bhishma is not body, Drona is not body, Duryodhana is not body. They're all Atma. They're all what? Like there's a car. There is you're driving the car. Okay? The car is the vehicle. But when you sit in the car, you don't say, I am the car. Okay, you say, I am driving the car. Right? So Krishna, when he says now Bhishma is not body, he's referring to the Atma in Bhishma. He's telling the real Bhishma is the Atma. And he cannot be killed. Atma cannot be killed. Nainam chindan shastrani. No weapon can kill Atma. Atma is deathless. Atma is birthless. Atma is what you are. Okay? Now, how do I understand this? I feel I am the body. Okay? I am the body. I am the mind. But when the body is absent, when the mind is absent, in my deep sleep, I am still there. Are you there? What's your name? Namish. Are you there when the body is not there? Do you sleep? In the deep sleep, is the body there? No, it's not there. No? Do you experience it? Is the mind there? Deep sleep. Mind is not there. Is the world there? World is also not there. But you are there. That you, who is there in your pure form as infinite presence, is called Atma. Okay? That you are Atma. And that cannot be killed. That cannot be. Nainam chindanti shastrani. No weapon can kill it. Nainam dahati pavaka. No water can make it wet. Nachainam kledayantyapo. No fire can burn it. Nashoshayati martha. No wind can blow it. Okay? It has no birth. It has no death. And there are no people. That means what Krishna is trying to tell. All these people that you see, they're not people. They cannot be killed. Okay? The body can be killed. But they cannot be killed. They are Atma. That is the first teaching he gives, which is the Adhyatmika teaching. Then he gives a Laukika perspective. He tells, if you don't fight the war, if you run away from the war, people laugh at you. It's a worldly perspective. What will the world tell about you? So again, in the COVID time, in the place where I live in this state, or typically in India, because of initially when somebody got COVID, it was a horrible thing that can happen to you. Because if you get COVID, your whole street is blocked, quarantine. You are quarantined. Okay? Then the treatment that you get, right, is very, very uncomfortable. Okay? And many people used to tell on the news and everywhere that I don't mind getting COVID. I rather die with the disease. I don't mind dying with COVID. But I don't want this social disturbance. I don't want my name to be spoiled. You understand? So people don't mind. So in the hurts in life, if you lose money, you get hurt. Okay? If you lose some possession, you get hurt. Some relationship breakup, you get hurt. The worst thing that people fear, you know is what? The hurt of my name gets spoiled. Huh?
Reputation.
Reputation. Huh? The reputation, if it's destroyed, you cannot live in the world. Money, if it's lost, you can make back money. Okay? Then if something is lost, you can get it back. Relationship is what you can patch up again. But your name once gone, once people lose the trust in your name. Okay, which is also all the brands fear that. All the brands, right? They're very, very careful with the name getting tarnished. If the name gets tarnished, it's almost impossible to get it back up. So people fear that. And Krishna tells Arjuna, your name will be ruined in the world. People will call you a coward. People will laugh at you. Okay? How can you live in the society after that? Okay? You're talking about running away. You will not be able to live after that because you're not performing your dharma. That is the worldly angle he gives. Then he gives the dharmic angle. See, the dharmic angle is for any profession, right? In any profession, in any work that you do, you always wait for a golden opportunity. So if you're a architect will wait for that big project. Okay. If you are a sports person, you will wait for the Olympics or the World Cup. If you are a musician, you will wait for that concert with thousands of people. Okay. There's a difference between you playing small kacheris versus playing in a big concert. So the musician is fulfilled when he gets the golden opportunity. In the same way, a kshatriya, a warrior, a soldier, waits for the right war. It doesn't happen. It's a once in a lifetime opportunity. Kshatriyas, the soldiers fight many wars, wrong wars, for all political reasons. But to fight the right war is a golden opportunity. It's very rarely it happens, very, very rare. And it happens only once. Okay? So think of it like an Olympic person. That opportunity is only one. Window is very small. Only once you get that opportunity. In any profession, that opportunity comes along only once. So even for the trader, right, to buy that stock, which will become billions, then it's one opportunity, long time ago. You miss that opportunity, you have to wait, don't know when. So Krishna tells Arjuna, this is the right war. This is the dharmic war. Okay, it's a war between dharma and adharma. This is what you've been waiting for. As a Kshatriya, you should be happy that you are part of this war. Whether you win in the war, if you win in the war, dharma wins. Great. If you lose in the war, if you lose and you die in the war, still great. Because you have fought, you've done your duty and you've lost, you've died. Then according to the Vedas, you get a higher plane, you go to heaven. But if you win in the war, you establish dharma, you get punya. So the same notion was carried over by the Japanese. They're called samurais, samurai warriors. Have you heard of samurais? Samurais, they're always eager for war. Okay? And so eager that they want to die in the war, because death in the war is better than coming back home defeated. Okay? So Krishna tells, you're fighting the war of dharma. Such war we don't know when it will happen again. If you win the war, you establish dharma. If you die in the war, you go to heaven. Okay? You run away from the war, it is the worst thing that you can do. Okay? You're doing adharma. That's why Gita starts with dharma kshetra kurukshetra. In this dharma kshetra, you will be doing adharma. First of all, you don't get the opportunity. First of all, you don't get the opportunity to be a human being. Rare opportunity. Second, you don't get the opportunity to perform your dharma with such impact. Okay? And this opportunity you've got. If you miss this, you will have a great fall, Arjuna. So he gives him adhyatmika perspective, he gives him laukika perspective, then he gives him dharmika perspective. Okay? Is it clear? Then, any doubts so far? Shall I continue? Anybody? Vivek, Pradeep, Seema, Anita, Kavin, clear? Okay. Now,
I have one question, Guruji. Going back to the question related to socializing, that COVID and depression.
Yeah.
So the teachings, the essence is like, it is not socializing, it is about knowing the dharma and acting according to that is the way to come out of it, or
Yeah, I'll cover in the Karma Yoga part. How to interact with the world. Okay, that part is addressed in the third phase of this chapter. Okay, right now Krishna is talking about to address the depression, to address the distortion, delusion, and misconception of Arjuna. First, he gives him the teaching of Sankhya Yoga. Okay. Now the
why I asked, because so many of us will unnecessarily socialize to make us feel good, and even though we have a lot of other tasks to do or something, just hang out with friends or something. So that's where I'm coming from, because you said that depression happened during the COVID is because of not socializing with the people. But
correct.
somehow I was thinking in other way, because we don't know what to do. That's where we are getting depressed rather than socializing. I don't know. Just wanted to get clarity on that.
So I'll give a quick answer before I actually speak about it elaborately in the Karma Yoga. The quick answer is another shloka from the Gita, which is this comes in the fifth or sixth chapter. Yuktahara viharasya, yukta chestasya karmasu, yukta swapnavabodhasya, yogo bhavati dukkadha. Meaning, the path which is free from dukkha, suffering, is the mid path. Okay? This is what even Buddha calls as the mid path, the right approach, the mid path. The mid path is yuktahara viharasya, yukta cheshtasya karmasu, yukta swapnavabodhasya, yogo bhavati dukkha. A balance of interaction, a balance of withdrawal, a balance between interaction and withdrawal. Okay? And when you interact, the right attitude. When you withdraw, with the right attitude. Okay? When you withdraw, when somebody goes into samadhi, meditation, without gnana, it leads you nowhere. Okay? Without gnana, even meditation becomes a disease. People start hallucinating, people go into their own ideas without proper guidance. Same thing applies to the interaction with the world. Without the right attitude, you start burning your hands. So Krishna tells in this shloka in the upcoming chapter, life is a balance. You can, and it depends on your role. So what role are you? Are you a grihastha or a sannyasi? You are a grihastha. Grihastha means, so the teaching for grihastha is, the grihastha has to interact with the society in a meaningful way, perform his duties to earn livelihood, and focus on yajna. What is yajna? I'll take up later. Do perform yajna and also take care of his own desire, fulfill his desires. Okay. Ahara vihara, enjoy food, enjoy recreation, but everything in balance. Now, whatever imbalance you bring in your life, whatever extremities you bring in your life, distorts the mind. Can I live? Can I live? Can my mind be balanced? Okay. There should be no conflict. I should be able to have entertainment. I should be able to interact with people. I should be able to do deep work. I should be able to do service. And I should be able to realize the highest truth. Because I want everything. Right? That is called Purna. That's why you look at Sri Krishna. Sri Krishna is the example. He is fully involved in the world. All matters. He doesn't run away. He socializes. He socializes with gopis. He doesn't say, these are beneath me. Okay? He socializes with gopis. He socializes with the who's who of the Hastinapur and the politics. He socializes with friends. At the same time, he's Paramatma. He's established in the self. He plays music. He as a charioteer of Krishna, as Arjuna, he takes care of the chariot himself. Okay, he washes the horses. He's all rounder. That is the wisdom. How that is, there's a resolution required there, and that is gnana. That is the correction. Did you get the answer, Pradeep? There is a balanced way
Yeah, Guru.
where I can have fulfillment in life without running away from life. At the same time, uh, reach my inner potential and outer goals. That balanced way is called yoga. Clear?
Yeah.
I'll elaborate in Karma Yoga. This third phase, I'll elaborate. After Sankhya Yoga, that is the main topic. Okay. Next teaching of Sankhya Yoga, Krishna tells, he gives the teaching of who you are. He tells Arjuna, Arjuna, you seem to be thinking you're Arjuna. You are not Arjuna. You are, you think you're a human being. Okay? The human being has two aspects. Human part, and being. Out of that, which are you? You always think you're the human part. Human is body, mind, intellect. Okay? So you say, I am body, I am mind, I am intellect. I was born, I am growing old, and I will die. Okay? Now who is born? Body is born. Who is growing up? Body is growing up. Who is dying? Body is dying. What is happening to the being? Nothing is happening to the being. So think of it like this, the human part. So you see this? There's a wheel. In the wheel turns, but there's an axle that doesn't turn. The axle that doesn't turn, doesn't change, doesn't go through any change is called being. The being is Atma. That is what you are. And what is changing? Everything that is Anatma, not Atma, changes, which is body, mind, intellect, world. But you think you're what? You think you're the changing one. Without even the slightest common sense, you say, I am this body. Okay? Then I ask you, oh, you're this body. Where were you 20 years ago? How was your body 20 years ago? How old are you? 17. How was your body 17 years ago? Small. Where is that body now? It has not grown. It has changed. It is there now. Any cell of that body is there? No. According to science, not even one cell of that body is there right now. All new cells. Okay? Now that which was there is not even there at that time. So how was your mind at that time? Goo gaga, papa, papa, right? Now that mind is there, completely changed. But you still, in all this changing of the human, you still have a feeling, I am not changed. And that I have not changed is the being, Atma. And Krishna tells Arjuna, you are that Atma. And you're jumping with the changing, the human. Okay? You are not a human being. You think you're a human being aspiring for some divine experience. That is what spiritual journey is about. Spiritual journey, people think, is a human being wants a spiritual experience, divine experience. That is what sadhana is about. But the message, the reality is, you are a divine being, you are a being, you are Atma, having a human experience. Is there a difference? A human being desiring a spiritual experience versus I am divine being, Amritasya Putraha, having a human experience. That means you are untainted Atma. Krishna is telling you are untainted, pure Atma, birthless and deathless. Okay? And what is this Atma, this human part? The Atma changes like how you change clothes. Vasamsi jirnani yata vihaya, navani grinati naropanani, tata sharirani vihaya jirnani, anyani samyati navani dehi. Meaning, just the way you change your clothes when it gets old, when this human gets old, the being takes on another human form. Okay? Another body. So the Atma is untainted, and you are that Atma. You are not the changing, you are the observer of the changing. There's somebody who knows that there's something is changing, right? Because if that somebody who knows that there is something changing also changes, then who's knowing the change? So you know the change. Oh, I was born here, I was like this, then I grew up, then I had no hair as a baby, now I have so much hair, then I have beard, now I have gray hair, now I'm growing old. All this changing, there's some unchanging principle that is knowing it, recognizing it, and that is you. Is it clear? And that is who you are. But you think you're the machine, you think you're the body, which is changing. You think you're the mind, which is changing. You think you are the identities. Okay, what identities? I'm a doctor, I'm an engineer, I'm a lawyer, I'm an artist. All those are roles that you play. It's like some great actor, like Rajnikant, thinking whatever roles he play, it is him. Okay, what will you call that? What will you call it? What will you call an actor who starts thinking he is a role? What is the name for that?
Multiple personality disorder.
What is the name for that?
Schizophrenic.
He's a mad person, no? Schizophrenic. He's mad. So, what should we call you? That you start thinking, oh, I am woman, I am man, I am doctor, I am, this, I am that. You are so identified with the identities. And you're thinking yourself as something that you're not. Are you not mad? That's why one day Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, he used to have visions of Mother Kali. So he went to one Bhairavi Devi, guru, one of his gurus. First thing he went and asked is, am I mad? Everybody calls me mad. They tell me I am mad, I am mad. Am I mad? And she responds, everybody in the world is mad. Every single person is mad. Somebody is mad about money. Somebody is mad about land. Somebody is mad about power. Somebody is mad about women. Somebody is mad about so many identities. They think of themselves as kings. Okay? You are mad about God. That's all. Which is okay. Which is still okay. So, what are you mad about? What brings suffering in your life shows you what madness you have. What causes hurt in your life shows you what you're holding on to. The hurt in your life is because you're holding on to something that is changing. Okay? The one who doesn't hold on to what is changing is never hurt. Because he's not holding on to changing. He's holding on to that which doesn't change, which is Atma. Now, to hold on to Atma is the key. How do I hold on to Atma? Okay? And that answer to that is Atmangnana. The crystal clarity that I am Atma needs to, like how you have the clarity now that I am the body. Okay? You need to get the clarity, I am Atma. Okay? Now you have clarity that I am the name. Your name, what is the name? Namish. So even when you're sleeping, if somebody says Namish, you get up. Right? It's gone so deeply in you, deep rooted in you. Your name. In the same way, the teaching of the Sadguru, the clear teaching through the Vedantic process, Shravana, Manana, Nidhyasa, brings the clarity that I am Atma so deep that even in dream or deep sleep or any other state, you do not get deluded I'm something else. You understand? And that is called mukti or realization. The realization of who I am. And that is unshakable. Okay? Now, If you are Atma, there is no, Krishna tells, there is no death. You have no death. What are you fearing? Arjuna, you have no death. You are Atma. The death is a misconception. True or false? According to science, the whole universe is made up of what? Atoms. And what is the atom made up of? It's made up of two quantum particles. Okay? And when they examined the quantum particles, they found that the quantum particles is pure energy. It is practically nothing. It is just energy. And what is the fundamental principle about energy?
Energy not be created, not be destroyed.
It can neither be created, neither be destroyed. That means there is no birth for it, neither death for it. Now, which is practically the whole universe. Why are you an exemption in that? Huh? The simple logic that the science telling the nothing, energy cannot be created, neither destroyed. Am I energy? Is the body energy? What is energy? No? Am I energy? There is no death. The death is a misconception. Krishna tells the teaching of Sankhya Yoga is your Atma. Atma is birthless, deathless. Death is an illusion. Okay, he explains. The example here is the cup. There's a cup. The cup is like a body. Okay, then there is a water in the cup. Okay, when the cup, when it deteriorates, it's time's up, then there is another birth taken. The jiva takes another birth. So body is energy. Body cannot, it's energy. It just changes its form. Okay, either you bury it or burn it. It changes its forms. If you bury it, it becomes earth element. Okay, you burn it, it goes back again to the 5 elements in some form or the other. So the body, the thing about death to the body is meaningless because the body is dying every moment. Every time you breathe, millions of cells are taking birth, millions of cells are dying. Right? So the notion that the body is dying is itself false because without the Atma, the body is nothing but dead. What is the difference between the alive body and dead body is Atma. Okay, it's consciousness. So body is practically, it's a machine. The concept of death to a machine is, it's like telling my computer is dying. It's a machine. There's no logic of death to it. The mind dies. The mind is a jiva here. That mind, it takes another body. Okay? The Atma is, it doesn't go anywhere. It neither goes, neither comes. It is just there. It is the radiating light. It is just Jyoti. It animates the body, mind, and world. Now, in this whole thing, body, mind, world, Atma, who is dying? Is body dying? Dr. Kavin? You see death day in and day out. Body dies? Who dies?
Yes. Body dies.
Body dies. Body is already dead, no? Body is a machine. Without Atma, it's nothing but it's Jada. See, what is the difference between a body which is alive and dead? You bring a fresh, somebody who's just died, compared to somebody who's alive. What is the difference? Both of them have all the organs, everything same. But there's no consciousness in that body. In one body, there's consciousness, in another body, there's no consciousness. Okay? Without consciousness, body is practically dead. So there's no concept of death for the body. Body is already, it's just a machine. Okay? So body doesn't die. Mind, does mind die?
They've just thought they're useless without life.
Mind is the jiva. Mind is all the impressions, programs. So what happens to all the programs is the programs when the body is changed, the mind moves to another body. What moves from one body to another body is the mind. Okay. Now that mind is also not dying; it's continuing. And how old is the mind? How old are you? How old is the jiva? Jiva is eternal. From the time we don't know how old, you have changed so many bodies. So Buddha told when Buddha had after his enlightenment, he told, if you stack up the spinal cord from all the lives that I had, if you stack up the spinal cord from all the lives that I had, it will be bigger than the mountain Himalaya. Okay? If you collect the tears that I've cried in all the lives that I've had, it will be greater than the Ganga river. So that many lifetimes the mind goes through. And this is for Buddha. You can imagine about ordinary people like us. How many lifetimes? And that is called Bhavaroga. That is called Samsara Sagar. The mind is changing. The mind is not dying. It is only changing. Atma doesn't die. Atma doesn't take birth, doesn't die. So who is death for? Krishna is telling there is no death. He's telling to Arjuna on the battlefield. Arjuna has to go and kill somebody. He's telling you cannot kill anybody because they are Atma. And he's telling there's no death because you're Atma. Okay? That is the wisdom of Sankhya Yoga. Now, how did the Sankhya Yoga come in? Sankhya Yoga is the teaching of the one who started Sankhya Yoga is a rishi called Kapila Rishi. Sankhya means number system. Sankhya. You heard the word Sankhya? Sankhya means numbers. Numbers are very precise. Okay? That is why in pure science, ultimately all these things that we're talking about, atoms and subatomic particles, nobody's ever seen it. It is only a number system on a whiteboard or a green board. So pure science ultimately relies on numbers. So you see in anything, you've seen the movie Oppenheimer. That atomic bomb is a number on it's an equation. Okay? The whole universe ultimately is precise numbers. That's called Sankhya. So Sankhya Yoga is the same precision used to teach about that which is beyond numbers, that which is absolute. In the precision of numbers. That's called Sankhya Yoga. Is it clear? Why it's called Sankhya Yoga? And the Sankhya Yoga was given by Kapila Rishi. Kapila Rishi is the avatar of Vishnu. So Kapila Rishi's parents, they didn't have a child and they prayed to the divine that they didn't want any ordinary child. Their condition was, if we're going to have a child, Lord has to be born. Only then we will proceed. Then they were blessed and Lord Vishnu took the form of a child and was born. When the child was born, after some time, the father of Kapila Rishi, he withdrew into the forest for Vanaprastha, sannyasa. Then the mother is getting old and she asks the son, Kapila, please teach me Atmagna. She says, I cannot go to the forest like your father. I cannot do all those things. You please teach me. Then Kapila Rishi gives the teaching of Sankhya Yoga. That's how the Sankhya Yoga was derived. So whatever he taught, the main principles is what Sri Krishna Paramatma is teaching to Arjuna. So he's giving the teaching of, what is the Sankhya Yoga? Brahma Vidya. It's self-knowledge that I am Atma. And the nature of Atma as birthless and deathless. Okay? And also a process to purify the mind, make the mind still. Okay? A twofold teaching, a very precise teaching of realization and about making the mind still. One is about transcending the mind, okay, realizing I am not the mind and transcending the mind. And two is, fine, now I've transcended the mind, but the mind, the body, machine is still there. I need to use the machine to interact with the world. Now, how do I completely deprogram the machine of all its noise and make it a vehicle of the divine? So that entire capsulated process is called Sankhya Yoga. Okay. So I'll not get into the details. I'm just giving you an overview for your understanding. Sankhya Yoga talks about 24 Sankhya principles. Sankhya Kapila Rishi explains the Sankhya Yoga through various principles. There are highest principles called Purusha and Prakriti, and all the way down how the universe got created, what is matter, what is body, what is sense organ. He explains all of that, and then he tells all of this you are not. All of this are objects. You are not this. You are that. Okay, a detailed explanation is given to tell what you are not. Then what you are, which is Atma. I won't dwell too much into the Sankhya principles. I'm just covering what Sri Krishna Paramatma covered. Okay, so from Shloka 11 to 38, Sri Krishna Paramatma covers Sankhya Yoga, the teaching about Atma. Now he starts about, he's given the Atma Gnana. Now he teaches about Karma Yoga. Okay, application of that Gnana in the world. Now we'll take up the teachings of Karma Yoga that Sri Krishna gives in the second chapter. So there's a Karma Yoga chapter next, a dedicated chapter to Karma Yoga, but the main principles of Karma Yoga Sri Krishna covers now. So before I go on to the Karma Yoga, any questions so far? Is Sankhya Yoga clear? Is Atma, Sankhya Yoga is Atma, Anatma, Viveka. What is Atma? What is not Atma? I am Atma. I am not body, mind, intellect. Body, mind, intellect is object. Is that clear? Anita?
Guruji, I have a doubt, Guruji.
Yeah.
And this is on one of the previous slides where we were talking about Atma. It's the body that dies, but the mind, the Atma itself, doesn't. We take rebirths. So when we understand the purpose of life and why this is happening, does the Atma sort of carry this knowledge forward, or when you die, does that we start from zero again? How does?
So knowledge, Atma is beyond knowledge. First thing, knowledge, all knowledge belongs to the mind and intellect. Actually, it belongs to the intellect. There's body, mind, intellect, Atma. Okay, let's clarify what is what first. Hold your hands like this. Everybody. Body, 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 body. Mind. I'm referring to this as the mind because emotional center. You feel your emotions here, no? I feel angry, I feel sad. Where do you feel it? Here? Here? Where do you feel it? Here. Right? Mind. Intellect. Intellect is a thinking faculty. Okay? Okay? Body. Show me body.
Body.
Show me mind.
Mind.
Show me intellect. Now Atma. Atma is everywhere. Okay? Atma, intellect, mind, body. Clear? Body. What is body? What does body do? So I'll tell a sentence. You have to show me which of this is doing that. I am depressed. So what is the right? Can you rephrase a statement? What is the right statement to say? Mind is depressed. Okay, because what is I? I am Atma. Atma is never depressed. So whenever you say I am depressed, you are telling Atma is depressed, which is false. You are telling the untruth. Kavin, is it clear? I am hungry. I am hungry. Who's that? Body. I am walking. Who's that?
Body.
Atma never walks. What walks?
Body.
What is the right sentence to say?
The body.
Body.
Okay.
The child, the baby, the child that just learned to speak, it has this wisdom. It says, baby is hungry. It never says, I am hungry. Have you observed? It says, baby is hungry. Baby is hungry. Or if you have given the name, if the name is gone in, It says Avni is hungry. It never says I am hungry. Okay? But later you start thinking I am the body. He says I am hungry. If the body is hungry, you say I am hungry. If the body is hurt, you say I am hurt. When Atma can never get hurt. Okay? Now, I am confused. Who is confused?
Mind.
Intellect. So knowledge and ignorance is for whom? Intellect. Joy and sorrow is for whom? Mind. Pain and pleasure is for whom?
Body.
Body. Pure witness. Atma. Atma is a witness of all of this. Sakshi. Just a pure witness. Nothing is happening to it. You understand? Okay. Now your question was, this knowledge will the Atma carry? Now knowledge is where?
Intellect.
Intellect. So when somebody dies, what we typically call when somebody has died, the mind and intellect is like one faculty. I'm just separating it for the conversation purpose, but they're one faculty. In Manas, and it's called Manas, Buddhi, Ahankara, Chitta, Antakaran. This entity takes up a new body. And to answer your question, Arjuna asked the same question. I do all this sadhana in the upcoming chapters. I do all this sadhana, Krishna. You told me all these things. I do all these things. But let's say I die. Okay, will I lose everything? Krishna tells, Neha Vikramanashosti Pratyavayo na vidyate Swalpamapyasya dharmasya Prayate Mahato Bhayat. Okay, first teaching. Meaning, even a small steps taken in this path, in the path of dharma, it will destroy great fear. Okay? And suppose there is a break in the process, you will start from where you left off. So to give you a real example, there was a Sadguru called Rajneesh, Bhagavan Rajneesh, also known as Osho. Osho, in his previous birth, was a Buddhist monk. He was a Buddhist monk. He had taken up a certain number of days sadhana, 21 days or something. And in between, he died. Okay? And in that sadhana, he doesn't eat anything. Absolutely no input. And when he was born in Jabalpur, the baby, did not eat for 7 days. Okay? He continued his sadhana in this lifetime. So we see on the internet many children at the age of 2, 3, they are prodigies. They can play piano. They are very good at some skill. All that is past momentum. Okay? So does it get carried forward? Yes, obviously. Whatever data is being processed, another principle is at the time of death, that thought which has the most force will determine the next journey. So I'll take up in detail more about this in the 4th chapter. That's where Krishna answers these questions about life and afterlife, how it happens, why it happens, and all that. But to give a quick answer, Atma doesn't have knowledge. Atma is beyond knowledge. Knowledge belongs to intellect. Okay? Why Atma doesn't have knowledge? Because knowledge is an object. Atma is subject. Okay? Atma is beyond all objects. That means you are beyond all objects. So, if somebody realizes the self, there is no more birth. Okay? If somebody realizes, I am Atma, while they're alive, it's called Jivan Mukti. Such a person, that is what we refer to as Jiva has become one with Paramatma. There's no more Jiva to take another birth. That is called Jivan Mukti. That is the very purpose of all spiritual teaching. Okay. Now, if somebody is not become a mukta, but has done sadhana, what is the path? Somebody has not done sadhana, dies, what is the path? All those answers I'll take up in the 4th chapter. But the quick answer is this.
They're just tendencies, right, Guruji? Vasanas, what you explained.
The vasanas will drive the birth only for a person who doesn't have gnana. Somebody has gnana, atma gnana, vasana, no vasana, doesn't matter. How that person died doesn't matter. Okay? What state that person dies doesn't matter. He is a mukta. Is it clear? Any other questions? Okay. Now, I'll take up Karma Yoga. Krishna tells about Karma Yoga from Shloka 39 to 53. Okay. Test now. So, what is karma? We all know. What is karma is? Karma is action. Whatever you do. Okay. Now, the action can be done in 4 ways: Kaya, Vacha, Manasa, Buddhya. Kaya means physical. Vacha means verbal action. Manasa means mental action. Buddhya means intellectual action. Okay. Any other action that I'm missing? Kaya, Vacha, Manasa, Buddhya. You can, and there's no way out. You have to perform action. If you're in the world, you have to do action to survive. Okay? No action, will you survive in the world? You'll say, I'll not act. Will you survive? The mere maintaining of the body also requires action. You have to go brush your teeth. There is action. Survival, there is action. Then you need to work, okay, to survive. Then you have aspirations, desire. You need to fulfill them. Otherwise, they'll start boiling inside. So action is the means that action is your only way to proceed in life. Now, if that's the case, the cause for suffering is also action. The cause for suffering in your life is action. Somewhere there's wrong action that you're doing. That's why you're suffering. If you do right action, you become free from suffering. And that right action is called karma yoga. The karma can be yoga or karma can be roga. So my test now is, are you a rogi or a yogi? Do you have karma roga or karma yoga? Are you in karma yoga? Now, how do I say if I am karma rogi or karma yogi? The criteria is the attitude towards the thought of action. Oh, I have to act, I have to get up, I have to go, I have to do this, is karma roga. Okay? Oh, I should not have done that. Why did I do that? I should not have done that. It's karma roga. Okay? Then the stress in the action. Okay? And stress about the result of the action. You have exams coming up, 12th exams. Constant fear about the result of the action. Is roga or yoga?
Yoga.
The fear of the result. Okay? Aspiring for the result is not roga. But hallucination about the result is roga. You understand the difference? I want 100. It's your creation. But I will not get, something will happen. My whole life is destroyed. Hallucination about something that is not there. That is roga. Now, with these criteria, you evaluate yourself. What is your thought pattern like typically? Okay. I am never successful at anything that I do. Why should I do it? Anyway, it's not worked for me. It will not work for me. God is unfair to me. Whatever I touch, He will turn it into stone. But for other people, whatever they touch, it's turning into gold. Right? Comparison of action. And instead of taking action, you are talking about action. I'll do like this, I'll do like that, I'll do like this. No action, but imagination. So these are some of the criteria. If I tell more, you'll get depressed. So I've just told few of them. So with these few things, can you tell me, are you a rogi or a yogi? A yogi is filled with enthusiasm. Okay? Example for a yogi is child. Child, it'll run, then it'll come back home, it'll go to preschool, it'll come back home, it'll jump, it'll do something else. Then I know children who will keep their eyes open like this in the night. They don't want to sleep. They want to play. Right? Then, have you seen children like that? Always want to play. They're so bubbling with energy. That energy do you find as an adult in you? No. Right? But your capability to draw joy out of the world is much more than a child. You understand? Child is very limited. It doesn't have, it has to do, if it has to ride a horse, it has to take a stick. And the whole day it'll run around with the stick, thinking it's a horse. And it'll derive joy, energy and happiness out of it. But you as an adult have money to ride a horse. But you're only worried about the fall from the horse, which will break your back and incapacitate you for the rest of your life. You understand? Always the action is fear. Either fear or doubt or comparison. And that sucks away your energy. That is karma roga. Okay? There is no enthusiasm to go to work because the work is a pain point. Work is about competition, about money. Okay? And that pain doesn't allow you to work. But do you have hobby? You have hobby? You have any hobby? What hobby you have?
I play football.
Football. You play football with joy? You like going there? So typically in a hobby, let's say you have a hobby, there's more enthusiasm to the hobby because there's no pain associated with it. Just the joy of doing the work is the joy. You understand? So I have a hobby. I'm a painter. So when I paint, I don't know the sense of time. I lose the sense of time. Okay? The mind is absorbed in the work. And what is it for? There's no end. There's no reason for painting. It's just a hobby. Now, it is a very good situation if your hobby and your work is the same. But for most of us, the hobby and work cannot be the same. For money, for livelihood, we have to do some work. And hobby we do whenever we can get. But the question in life is, can I get the same joy, energy, growth, expansion, which I get in hobby in work? Okay? And the answer is Karma Yoga. So, work is, I told you, you have to work in the world for some benefit, material benefit. The material benefit can be health, can be wealth, can be house, so survival, material benefit. So material benefit itself is not enough. So you have material benefit. You have an AC in the house, but your mind is boiling. Mind is not cool. Is it useful? So you need material benefit and you need internal benefit, that is spiritual benefit. And how can I, by doing something, can I get both? And the answer is Karma Yoga. Krishna tells, yes, there is a way. By doing action in the right way, the right attitude, you can not only get material benefit, you will also get spiritual benefit. Okay? That spiritual benefit has limitations, no doubt. It is not Jnana. It doesn't bring liberation, no doubt. But still, it is a great spiritual benefit. And what that benefit, how that benefit, what is that process, is what he explains now. Okay? Now, Karma Yoga. So I told you 4 ways action. You do physical action. It is Roga when the action is done physically. Why you do physically? I want happiness. I want peace. Now, in the beautiful word, so all of this, so just a disclaimer so that you don't think that I created all these slides. My master, my guru, Sadhguru Narasimha Prabhu has created all these slides. He's very compassionate. He's beautifully put the words seeking happiness and peace as Karma Yoga. But the reality is, any action done with the attitude of, I want, I'm doing this why I want happiness and peace. What is that actually called? It's called begging. Okay. Do you feel good when you beg? Have you ever asked some 10 rupees from somebody? You feel good when you ask, please give me, please. It hurts, no? That's the same thing that you're doing when you do action, but you're not doing consciously. Unconsciously, you're doing it. So mind is two, conscious and subconscious. So consciously, you're not feeling like you're begging, but deep down, you know you're begging. You're begging for, oh, let something good come out of it. Let something good happen with this. Let me get my happiness from this. Okay? When you do that, it's roga. But a karma yogi is the same physical action. Okay, he or she also does physical action. But he or she does the physical action. He converts that physical action as a service to God. He or she says, simple thing. You go to, I'll give you an example, actionable example or actionable step. I go to job, you also go to job. And you go to job for what? Salary. Right? Ultimately, to improve your skill, to contribute to the society, and to get some salary. No doubt about it. Okay? So, I want more of that. I want more of that. Okay? And somebody gets more increment, you don't get more increment. All these causes hurt. That is karma roga. Okay, I am doing so much work, nobody's recognizing me. In karma roga, these are the thoughts that run when you're doing work. I'm going to office every day, nobody's given me even thanks. I'm working so hard, nobody's appreciating me. Okay, I did all of this, fought for this peanuts. All this is thought pattern of karma roga. But the same work with a slight change in attitude, whatever I'm doing is helping this company grow. By this company growing, people are getting jobs. My country people are getting jobs. My country is improving. And all of this is a service to the Lord. See, Lord, I cannot go. I am a grahastha. I cannot go like a sannyasi and give full time to spirituality. But I spend 8 to 9 hours in the office. This I will convert into spirituality. That is Karma Yoga. Where you are, convert that into, make that spiritual. With the right attitude by offering the whole thing to divine. That is why Basavanna, there's a great Gnani called Basavanna in the state called Karnataka. He said, Kayakave Kailasa. Work is worship. With the attitude that whatever I'm doing is an offering to the divine. You understand? Whatever I do, I offer it to the divine. So the Japanese people, so there was a master called Bodhidharma in Tamil Nadu. He took the teachings of Buddha to China. So Buddhism went to China because of Bodhidharma. There it became known as Chan. And from China, there was a master called Dogen who took it to Japan. And there it got known as Zen. In Zen, if you see on the many videos in any movie, the Japanese have a very meditative way of walking, have a meditative way of making tea. There's a whole process for making tea. Okay? There's a process for cleaning the house. There's a process for killing the samurai. There's everything, all the principles of Buddhism, they applied it to day-to-day life. So constantly they're in meditation. While making tea, while cleaning, while doing any action, what they're doing is meditation. You understand? And this same principle Steve Jobs took. So Steve Jobs met a Zen master. Okay? And Steve Jobs learned these principles of converting everything into worship. And that is Karma Yoga. And with your physical action, you have a possibility either to beg. Begging also is an action. Begging is what? Physically going from one place to other. You're not going from one house to another. You are practically, whenever you interact with the world, that is your attitude. Give me happiness. Give me happiness. Give me attention. Okay, look at me. That's what you're doing. Whenever you interact with the world, you are the center. You're begging. That's karma roga. But whenever you interact with the world, whatever action you perform, you do it as a service to the Lord. Start with wherever you are. Don't do anything exclusive. Kaya 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 means whatever you're doing, and karma is a double-edged sword. There's a sword, there's a knife. Okay, knife is, it has no context. In what hand it is becomes the context. In the hands of a dacoit, it becomes a killing weapon. In the hands of a surgeon, it becomes a life-saving weapon. The knife itself is nothing. It's a tool. But in whose hand is it matters. So karma is like that. Karma is like the knife. It's a tool. But in whose hand it is? In the yogi's hand, it becomes life-saving. It becomes he uplifts the whole society. Yogi. In the rogi's hand, he harms himself. Okay, that's an action. Vacha can be, you speak, right? Your speech can be roga when it's unconscious. How much of his speech is conscious? How much of his speech is unconscious? Okay? You typically look at married couple. Whenever they go to counseling, right? One very common thing that they say is, I know exactly what he is going to say. The wife tells, I know exactly what the words are coming out of his mouth. And the husband says, I know exactly what the words are coming out of her mouth. Next words. Does that happen in your case? After 5-10 years of marriage, you know exactly how your spouse will speak. Prasadji, it happens?
I think
unpredictable. So, this because speech is unconscious. It's a program. When somebody gets angry, you can understand these are the words that will come out of this person's mouth. Okay? The speech is roga, can become roga when it is unconscious. It sucks out the energy from the other person. So you meet people you don't want to talk to because the moment you talk to them, you feel low. Okay? That is karma roga. Have you met such people? Doctors, right? There are many doctors. I know from many years, my family used to go to doctor, not for the medicine, because talking to the doctor is so therapeutic. Okay, my grandmother would wait for hours together. So many people are there. Okay, doesn't matter what medicine he gives, but he talks to her. That heals her. That talking itself can uplift somebody, or it can suck out the energy from somebody. So if it's sucking out the energy from you, your speech is sucking out the energy from you and other people, and also the self-talk you have. You have a self-talk, right? What you talk to yourself. Do you motivate yourself? Do you abuse yourself? Do you harm yourself? Or do you uplift yourself? So the speech gets changed when you bring stuti in your life. Stuti means when you start speaking words of the divine, of the highest. So I'll give a quick example. And I know that we are on time. I'll just take a few more minutes and we'll close. The second part, I think Sankhya Yoga, we have to do another part. I've not even completed the Karma Yoga teachings. But I'll just complete this slide and close. To give an example of how the words can become Karma Yoga and can uplift you, there was a great man called Srila Prabhupada. Okay? Srila Prabhupada was 70 years old. His guru told him, you go to America and start teaching. Okay, what you need to teach? Teach them about Krishna. So he was very poor, very, very poor. He doesn't have money to go in flight. He goes on a ship, and ship takes many, many days. Many, many days at that time. On the ship, he had 3 heart attacks at the age of 70. When he reached there, he doesn't know anybody. Okay? Nobody's there to welcome. Oh, please come, Prabhupada. Teach us Krishna. No. Nobody knows. He knows. No acquaintance. Nobody. He just goes to Times Square and he starts chanting Hare Rama. What he chants? Repeat after me. Hare Rama. Hare
Hare
Rama.
Rama, Hare
Rama
Rama, Rama Rama,
Hare Hare.
Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna.
Hare Krishna,
Krishna.
Krishna Krishna,
Hare.
Hare Hare.
So when he starts chanting that, at that time, there were a great community was growing. A community which is anti-society called hippies. Okay? And these hippies they'll grow their hair, they'll take drugs, they'll sing music, they'll dance. Okay? And they're all from good families, wealthy families. Okay? Now, they're rich, so they don't know what to do. They don't have to earn money, right? So they just have fun. But because of this hippie movement, there are no people who are taking care of the society. There are no people for good jobs, right? So the American government was spending billions of dollars to reform these people, to bring them back to society and make them contribute. Now these hippies looked at this Prabhupada, and to make fun of him, they started chanting whatever he was chanting, to make fun of him. And that chanting, that change in the vacha, speech. What speech? They simply told Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. They got purified. A great happiness started opening up in them. And they knew that, hey, I have been doing drugs, I've been doing music, I've been doing all of these things, but nothing has given me this kind of happiness. Then they told Prabhupada, we want to become your disciples. Okay? And they became his disciple. They became his shishyas. They took sannyasa. They don't know what is sannyasa. They took sannyasa. Then Prabhupada built 108 temples, beautiful temples of Krishna, simply by making people chant what? Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare. That change in speech, chanting the Lord's name, healed all these hippies, healed all these people. Okay? Now, that's just the name of the Lord can cure disease of the society. Now you can imagine what can Bhagavad Gita do when Lord himself is teaching. You understand? Now that is the power of right speech. A right speech, you tell a child, the world is filled with depressing people, discouraging people. But you give words of encouragement to somebody, that will transform their life. Understand? And teach the stuti to stuti. You do stuti and you teach stuti, which stuti means glorifying the glory of Lord. So what happens is when you Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, means your mind is moving to a power which is all powerful, which can solve all problems. Hare means the one Hari, one who removes all the suffering. So when you sing Hare Rama, there's a Rama, there's a consciousness which can solve all my problems. And you're chanting that name of that consciousness, and that uplifts the mind. Okay? You understand? That is Vacha. So Vacha can be Roga or Yoga. When you chant the name of the Lord, it is Yoga. When you teach about the Lord, it's Yoga. It is Jnana. Otherwise, you only speak programs. What you read in the news, you speak. What somebody else told, you speak. What goes on in your subconscious, uncontrolled thought pattern, you speak. Okay. And that speech is noise. It's like dog barking. You've seen dog barking, no? It's equivalent to that. But the speech of devotion, of wisdom, of ideation, of creation is the language of the higher. Get it out? So in my school, in my principal's office, there was always a sign. It used to say, poor minds, the great minds talk about ideas. Okay? Average mind talks about events. Okay? Poor mind talk about people. The poor mind will always talk about this person, that person, this person, that person. An average mind will talk about event, this happened, politics, this thing. A higher mind talks about ideas, like you can find in an organization. No? You see what the security guard speaks, you see what the manager speaks, and you see what the CEO speaks. There's a difference. The CEO his speech is more all inclusive. It talks about finance, it talks about revenue, right? Ideas, next ideas. The manager talks about execution. How to, okay, team, targets, meeting. The security talks about आज ये आया, आज ये नहीं आया, right? This coffee guy came, then this person did like this, right? Nothing wrong in that. This is not to tell this person is wrong, but your mind can be a different consciousness level. A lower mind is stuck in complaining. A mind little more is more planning and creative. Then a mind which is higher is ideation, creativity. A mind which is enlightened brings down the divinity to the earth. You understand? So you look at the speech of Arjuna. Arjuna is talking about relatives, people. Krishna is talking about Atma. That's the difference. Then Manasa, mental action. So your mental action is, so you have over 70,000 thoughts in your mind per day. 70,000 thoughts in your mind per day. That is mental action. Uncontrolled action. You cannot stop it. It goes on like a dog barking, goes on. Okay, thoughts, unnecessary, uncontrolled thoughts. That is mental action. That is roga. That causes stress. Okay, all your stress is anxiety about the future or guilt about the past. If you observe the 70,000 thoughts, they're about the future or they're about the past. They're never about what you need to do now. Because what you need to do now, like for you, for example, now you have to study. And to study, you don't need thought. You have to do action, right? But the mind will tell, oh, I'll do it tomorrow. Oh, what is it? My friend is studying. He's getting so much. Oh, this new movie is out. So the thought trail goes on and on, endless. Or it goes into the past. Oh, in 10th, I didn't get good marks. Oh, I should not have done that. I should not have taken PCMB. I like sports. I should have taken something else. I should have taken arts, right? The mind is broken into past or future. And this is uncontrolled. You don't have a choice for it. It's 70,000 thoughts. You need karma yoga. You need to take matters into your own hands and reduce these thoughts. And the process of reducing these thoughts is called yoga, meditation. That's why yoga, Patanjali Yoga Sutra starts with yoga chitta vritti nirodha. Vritti means is this 70,000 thoughts. The process of yoga, mastering the mind, reduces these thoughts. And please understand, any successful person out there has figured out a way to master their mind. That's why they're on top. Athletes, you know, what is it? PV Sindhu, right? So after she won that gold, she told my this guy, mentor, wouldn't allow me to touch my phone for weeks together. So focused on practice. Okay, no distraction. It takes that level of discipline to succeed. So yogi knows that. Yogi cuts out all nonsense distraction and masters the mind. Okay? The only gap between you and success is this 70,000 thoughts. This is not allowing you to take the right action now. So you need to put some effort to reduce that. And there's a process of reducing that. That's called Dhyana Yoga. That is concentration of the mind. The mind needs to be, you need to hold your mind in one place without distraction. Now, how long can you do it? If I put each and every to the test, how many of you will pass? Hold one thought for 1 minute, enough. Only think of, I'll tell you, only think of butterfly for 1 minute. Only the image of butterfly should be there. You'll close your eyes. The moment butterfly, one beautiful curl will come from there. Then your parents will come. Then your stomach will tell, I'm hungry. You'll start, pizza, I should order right now, Zomato. Right? In 10 seconds, your mind is already gone. Huh? Does it work? Butterfly. Can't hold. Now, with such an instrument, with such a weak mind, how can you do great things? First thing to do is fix that mind. Make it one-pointed. Like the sunlight. Sunlight, in general, if you keep a paper in the sunlight, it doesn't burn. But you keep a lens, a magnifying glass, the light gets concentrated and it can burn the paper. Same way, you have the ability, your mind has the ability to do great things. Please understand, anybody who's done anything great in the world is because of their mind. Simply because they are able to focus their mind one-pointed for a longer period of time. That simply starts with your education also. Somebody tops the college versus somebody doesn't top the college. The only difference is that person is able to focus the mind. So focus the mind, master the mind, and then intellect. Now the intellect is the worst. The main problem is all these thoughts, right? They're happening because of some deep beliefs, programs that have been programmed in you. The thoughts are a result of your programming. And the programming you didn't put, somebody else put. Somebody told you when you were a child that you were an idiot. That programming starts creating thoughts. Oh, I'm inadequate, I can't do it, I need to put effort, all those things. But somebody had put the right programming in you, you would get such thoughts. Oh, I can do it. Exam, I always top. Right? The difference is in the belief. Now, the belief is not conscious, it's unconscious. Somebody's put it in you. It is a program. Now, that belief has to be uprooted. And that belief has to be uprooted through the process of Jnana Yoga. The gurus don't think guru's job is to give Jnana. Oh, go to Guru, he'll give some Gyan, he'll keep talking. No. The Guru will ask, what is the belief in you that is stopping you from doing action? Okay? Somebody is earning so much money. You are not, you say, oh, I'm not earning money. You will go to the Guru and say, oh, pray to the Guru. Guru, please bless me. God, please bless me so that I can get more money. Guru will ask you, what is the belief that is stopping that? Somebody is making more money. It's not because of his capabilities or skill. It is because of the belief that person has. Okay, skill and capabilities later. It's like this. I want to go to the top of the Himalayas. Somebody goes there, somebody doesn't go there. The one who goes there started with the belief that I can go there. Somebody might be more healthy than him, but he doesn't have the belief. Oh, I can't do it. It's only for those people, strong people. Then he doesn't even move. You understand? So if you change your belief, you change your experience of life. So a karma yogi uses all of this, okay, with strength, with the inner strength. That's why Swami Vivekananda told, arise, awake. The strength is in you. Use with your action, you can change your life by offering it to the divine. If you don't do it, you will be bogged down and you will not take the right action. With your speech, you can inspire people. If you don't do it consciously, your unconscious will take over. And people will leave you. People simply leave you. Nobody, do you like to be with depressing people? Does anybody like to be with depressing people? Right? Then how can you expect people to be with you when you're depressing speech? So you need to speak. You can't sit silently. You need to talk. You need to inspire people. You need to awaken them. You need to say kind words. Then people get attracted. Then manasa, you need to master your mind. Otherwise, unconscious takes over. You can't keep telling, oh, you can't be a victim of the thoughts. At some point, you have to tell, no, it's my decision. And you have to put effort, and the Karma Yogi does that. That's why he's called Karma Yogi, meaning he takes matters into his own hands. I will change my mind, my body, my life by changing my belief. And please understand, somewhere the Karma Yogi has got Jnana. Somebody has put that thought into him that you can do it. Otherwise, simply it doesn't come. Some guru, somewhere, some teaching has come that has changed the Rogi into a Yogi. Same thing that's happening to Arjuna. Arjuna is a Rogi now. He's depressed. He's fully capable. He has not a single war, Arjuna, till today, till the Mahabharata war, Arjuna has not lost a single war. Whatever war he has fought, he's won. He has gone to Shiva and gotten the, what is that? That weapon. Okay? He's such a great warrior. But all that capability is useless because his inner depression takes over. Okay? When on the inside you're broken, whatever capability, position, money you have becomes useless. That is why you see wealthy people, intellectual people, educated people, rich people, successful people, famous people, they commit suicide. They're on top of everything, but inside they're broken. Arjuna is on top of his skill as an archer, as a warrior, and he has Krishna in front of him. All that is useless because he's broken inside. But fortunately for him, Krishna is there. It's not useless. He seeks wisdom from Krishna. So that is a message. You have the Lord in you. The Lord is in you. Don't think Lord is somewhere else. Lord is in you. As wisdom, as light. All you have to do is bring some consciousness into your physical, verbal, mental, intellectual. How? I've told you in this slide. That will transform your life. Okay, it will bring, naturally, no? Naturally, it will bring success. Anybody who's focused mind, it's a given that they become prosperous and successful. Not only the material benefit, you get the inner benefit, which is your mind becomes more and more pure, and the Jnana, the wisdom that I am Atma, will start shining through. So this is the so this I've told you. I just covered it in the ignorance. In ignorance, without this knowledge, so many programs will rise. Desires, unrealistic, uncontrolled desires will rise. Okay, that desire will make you do some action. That action will give you some result. It will never give you the result that you want. Okay, and that will become pain in you, and the pain is called vasana. And that vasana will reinforce the ignorance that you have, that I am body. And again, that will cause one more desire. I need to get more money. I need to get something more. Again, that will push you to action. Again, you will succeed or fail. If you succeed, the success will go to your head and you will be like, I'm the greatest person in the world. If you fail, again, that hurt will cause. So it's a vicious cycle. This cycle is called roga. This is a roga of the karma rogi. But a yogi, he doesn't care. Okay? He is focused. Whatever he does, he already gets the result because that action itself is a result for him. And if the result comes, whatever result comes, he accepts it as a gift from the Lord. Okay? And good result, bad result doesn't shake him. It only makes him better. Many of these corporates have this attitude of karma yoga, unknowingly. Anything that they fail, they will learn. They'll see what I can improve. Then they'll take the next step ahead. That is the attitude of karma yoga. The failure becomes a learning. The success becomes, he accepts it. He doesn't allow it to go to his head. He doesn't allow it to become an impression. And whatever impression is that, he makes sure to move away from unconscious impression and move more towards conscious creativity. So with this, I'll take a pause. There's more about the Karma Yoga that Sri Krishna tells. I'll take up the Karma Yoga and the balance, whatever is left of the Karma Yoga, and the qualities of Sita Prajna in the next session. Any doubt? Anita, clear? Karma Yoga?
Yes, Guruji.
People think, oh, what is this Bhagavad Gita? Some silly book. Okay, they equate it to so many things. So many misunderstanding about the text. First of all, it's not a text. It is a Brahma Vidya. It is the voice of consciousness. That absolute reality is speaking. And you can imagine the speech of that absolute reality. It is filled with power to awaken all aspects of your life. Okay? Not only the inner, but your equation to the outer also. It is not a text to make you lazy or withdraw. It is a text to awaken you. Awaken the inner power that you have. The Atma Bala is called Brahma Balam. Balam Balam, Brahma Balam, Brahma Tejo Balam. And nothing in the world can stand against that Bala. That is called Brahma Balam. So one day Swami Vivekananda was invited to Gudli Puja. Gudli Puja means before the building starts, they do Gudli Puja. They do puja of the land. The Purohit there told, wait. It is Rahu Kala. We should not start. It's inauspicious time. Rahu Kala. Swami Vivekananda told, I gave the power to Rahu. You start. It's called Brahma Balam. Brahma Balam means you understand that the whole astrology is about the stars, the planets, the constellation can affect you. No doubt. Fine. But that means I can also affect them. I am Atma. If I am Atma, they are an appearance in me. They are an object. I am the subject. Object can affect the subject. Subject can affect the object. So Swami Vivekananda says, I can change the star. You do the puja now. That's called Brahma Balam. Okay? He is not even a victim of or a prisoner of the constellation. He's not a prison. He doesn't work in the framework of karma and karma phala. He has become Atma now. He's gone beyond karma. Okay, that is Brahma Balam. That is the message of the Gita. Then, with that Brahma Balam, now all that Balam is there. So, in Spider-Man, there's a famous saying in Spider-Man. What is the saying? With great power comes great responsibility. So, it's not just, so that great power, that Brahma Balam, comes great responsibility. And this responsibility, don't think of it as a burden. Okay? Vishnu. So the Vishnu is responsible for the whole creation. He's the one who maintains the whole, it's a responsibility. Now is Vishnu stressed? Vishnu is stressed? No. Krishna is stressed? No. That whole the responsibility is joy. Okay? He'll tell, bring on more problems. I'll solve it. That is the power. That is Brahma Balam. But when any small thing happens in our life, we lose our power. Oh my God, we break down. That's another thing about living in your own head too much. When you don't interact with people, right? See, the more you interact with people, especially like doctors, people like doctors, their threshold for pain, suffering increases because they see so many people every day. So many people with so many issues, mental issues, physical issues, that something happens in their life, they're able to handle it. But people who live in their own head too much, small shake happens in their life, they're not able to handle it. So when you go out in the world and see other people suffering, then you realize how small and insignificant your problems are. If you look at the statistics, when you get a job, you get hurt that you didn't get this much money. But if you just go and ask the HR how many people had applied for the role, the HR will tell over 700 people. Okay? Or in India, it will be thousands of people. Then you realize, and you imagine the thousands of people. When you physically imagine, no? You know how many people are thousands of people? How much is 1,000 people? You take a football ground, okay? You fill up, imagine the whole ground filled up, that much is 1,000 people. Now, that many people didn't get the job that you got. That perspective you don't have because you're in your own head. Okay? You look at all the troubles in life. The moment you put it into a cosmic perspective, it becomes so small. Right now, it's so big because your cosmos is you. You are only your cosmos. You are the whole world. Everything is happening to you. Okay? The moment you see, that's why I said, that's what I told, interaction with the world. No? That is required. When you interact with the world, you find that my problems are not really big. Whatever I'm stressed about, worried about, it's okay. I can live through it. Okay? Otherwise, you hold that and you don't function. As long as you function, it's fine. But when that becomes a barrier to your functioning, a blocker to your functioning, then it's a big problem. Which is what is happening to Arjuna. Especially at the time when he has to function. He gets crippled. So your thought patterns, your stress, your delusions, they cripple you. They cripple you day in and day out. And where you are is because of what programs are running in you. So master them, transcend them, align to the awakened thought, align to the higher wisdom, and become Purna in life. So that becoming Purna in life is called Atmano Mokshartam. Then the second aspect, Jagat Hitayacha. So there are two, the purpose of life is twofold. Atmano Mokshartam, realize my inner divinity, Purnatva, then Jagat Hitayacha. With that awakening, I do service to the world. I will not change the world. Nobody can change the world. Krishna has come, Rama has come, Buddha has come. The world is getting worse and worse. But I use my Brahma Balam to lift as many as I can. Now that is joyful. That's not I should lift other people. Why? I'll take care of myself. No. That love, compassion, joy will just overflow. Okay? So that is the message of the Sankhya Yoga and a glimpse of Karma Yoga. More I'll take up in the next chapter. Okay, Pradeep, Anita, Seema, Vivek, any doubts? Is it clear?
All clear.
No, clear.
Pradeep,
any doubt?
No, Guruji. I'm good. Yeah.
Okay. Next chapter we'll take up. Next session we'll take up chapter 2 again.
Thank you, Guruji.
Let us close with a prayer. Eva Mata.
तुम्हें महामाता पिता तुम्हें हाँ
Tvameva bandhuscha.
त्वमेव बन्धुश्च
Sakha tvameva.
सखा त्वमेव
Tvameva vidya.
त्वमेव विद्या
Dravinam tvameva.
अविनं त्वमेव
Tvameva sarvam.
त्वमेव सर्वं
Madeva deva.
मदेव देव
Kayena vacha.
कायेन वाचा
Manasendriyaiva.
मनसेन्द्रियैव
Buddhyatmana va.
बुद्ध्यात्मना वा
Prakrite svabhava.
प्रकृते स्वभाव
Karomi yadyad.
करोमि यद्य
Sakalam parasmai.
सकलं परस्मै
Narayanayeti.
नारायणायेति
Samarpayami.
समर्पयामि
Samarpayami.
Samarpayami.
Hold your hands this way.
Mhm.
Loka samasta
Loka samasta
ino bhavantu.
sukhino bhavantu.
Loka samasta
Loka samasta
ino bhavantu.
sukhino bhavantu.
Harihi Om.
Hari Om.
Shri Gurubhyo Namaha.
Shri Gurubhyo Namaha.
Harihi Om.
Hari Om.
My pranams to all. See you all in the next session.
Thank you, Guruji.
Thank you, Guruji. Thank you, Guruji.
Pranam Guruji.
Pranam.
Pranam, Guruji.
Today's session was very good. Thank you, Guruji.
Sankhya Yoga, excited.
Yeah.
I am so excited. When I came to the session, I was, whatever energy level I had, now it's like tenfold more.
Actually, I read the same thing in the book, Guruji. Whatever you thought, the same sloka I am in. I'm actually, wherever you stop, that's till there I've read.
Okay.
What I read and what you explained, the way I understood was completely different.
Completely different. Okay.
Now it's more clear now. Yeah. I think I need to contemplate on this a lot. I thought this has many layers in it. I don't think this one reading would, give me clarity about this thing.
See, reading is always later. First is Shravana. Shravana is somebody has to even tell you how to think, right thinking. The right thinking is the job of the guru. It's not your responsibility. Please understand.
No.
There is a responsibility of the master to bring the Jnana. And that Jnana is like impregnation. Once it is put in, any text that you open, you will know the meaning.
Yeah.
Then you don't have to understand it. Intuitively, you will know what the Gnani is saying. Any text you take up.
Yes, Guruji. Initially when I heard your class and now when you're explaining it to others, I know what it was. Like earlier, I used to not know what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
I didn't understand. Now it's so easy. I know that what you're trying to say.
That is Gnana. That is why the Upanishad, why the Upanishad is so sacred is, Upanishad is not a discussion between a guru and a shishya. Okay, because that guru and shishya is from the perspective of a who? Shishya.
Okay.
The shishya perspective, there is guru who knows and I who don't know. But from the Sadguru's perspective, there's no shishya. There is only Atma. So Atma is talking to Atma from a guru's perspective. That is why whoever the guru touches, the guru is called there's a parasamani. You've heard parasamani? It's called philosopher's stone. Whatever that stone touches, it becomes gold.
Oh, yeah.
The guru is called parasamani, but it's a unique parasamani wherein whatever the guru touches becomes another guru. Becomes another parasamani. You understand? It's not that you become gold. You become another thing that touches something, it becomes gold. So the guru creates another guru. And that is called Sadguru. And the speech is not coming from the mind. Another difference is when the guru speaks, the mind is not speaking. The Atma speaking. That is why you will always find in many speeches of gurus, right? Any guru master you take for that matter, you will always find conflicting teachings. In their own teaching, in one talk they have told like this, in another talk they have told something else. That is because the teaching is always given contextual to that person who is listening. So for somebody, sannyasa is the teaching. For somebody, grihasthashrama is the teaching. For somebody, meditation is the teaching. For somebody, gnana is the teaching. Okay? So the guru's job is to evaluate what needs to be. All that is not mental activity. It just flows in the present moment. Because guru is no mind. The consciousness speaks. That's why it's called Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavan is speaking. Okay? And that uplifts you. And that's called Shravana. Only after Shravana do you really understand what is karma, what is dhyana. See, before Shravana, whatever dhyana you do is not dhyana. Because, please understand, with the notion that I am the body, whatever you do, it will only reinforce I am the doer. First, you need to get the gnana that you are not the body. Okay? When you're not the body, you cannot do dhyana. Because dhyana, if I'm not the body, how can I do dhyana? If I'm Atma, what dhyana for Atma? So then real dhyana happens, where the mind just becomes silent. That's called dhyana. Otherwise, you are closing your eyes and some mental activity is coming and you're telling, I did dhyana for 1 hour, but it was disturbed dhyana. That is not dhyana. So what is dhyana? What is karma? What am I? What is prapancha? What is atma? What is paramatma? All of that is a result of teaching. Okay? And it's not your fault that you don't know it. India had a beautiful system of Gurukula where all this teaching was given. Okay? Then something happened and we lost it. But the Guru Parampara keeps on flowing and rekindles the spirit. Okay, next session we'll take up the next. I'm excited. I'm waiting for the next class. Karma Yoga Part 2.
I was actually just about to say that. Can't wait for the next session.
Yeah, I can't wait for the Karma Yoga Part 2. And then qualities of the enlightened one.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll close for the day. Enough for today.
Hope you're feeling better now, Guruji. Good to see you in good health.
Yeah, much better. Some antibiotics. And thanks to Dr. Kavit.
You're fine now, Guruji.
Yeah. Do I look sick?
I've never seen you sick, so I don't know.
Okay. See you in the next session.
We'll take a leave. Thank you, Guruji. Thanks all.
Thank you, Guruji.
Hari Om. Hari Om.
Hari Om.